79% since 2010. And that was when the current government came in. So that's something that really needs to be addressed. And I think some good ways to start addressing all these problems as well would be to reintroduce financial regulations. The LIBOR scandal exposed a good reason why that would be a good thing to do. And also earlier this year, we've had the HSBC scandal where they have been assisting all kinds of nasty characters in avoiding tax. So that would be one good route to take. I'd also like to see a minimum wage that is a living wage. We could take back control of the bank movement and also reindustrialize. That would be a great way to create a lot of jobs. And obviously we do that.
Okay. I'm afraid the music is telling us that our time is up. Stuart Hooper, running for the House of Commons in Britain. Come back next week. We want you here every week until the election. Okay?
Most people know that drinking pure high alkaline pH water is the most important factor in maintaining high energy and vibrant health. Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals. Using plasma pH drops is the best way to make your water alkaline to help you get rid of acid and regain your health and energy. Simply put 10 drops in the water you drink to raise the pH to a healthy level. Alkalizing water helps your body rid itself of acidic waste and increases the oxygen content of your body. Disease organisms like bacteria, viruses, and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. That's ALKA Vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776 today.
The freeze-dry guy, leader in the preparedness industry for 44 years, is closing his California warehouse. Don't miss out on this huge warehouse sale and receive discounts from 30 to 40% off on the finest Mountain House and Packaway brand freeze-dried and dehydrated foods for long-term food storage or even everyday use. Plus deep discounts on all in-stock survival gear. The Freeze-Dry Guy is offering a wide selection of freeze-dried foods in number 10 cans and even individually packaged entrees. Remember, meats, vegetables, fruits, and long-range patrol rations are the main components for any long-term food storage. This is limited to stock on hand, so hurry and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, as always, free shipping to the lower 48 states. So hurry up and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, this is limited to stock on hand. The Freeze-Dry Guy is your choice for survival food in an uncertain world.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason!
Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit criticalhealthnews.com and listen to Dr. Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join our Critical Health News team. Go to criticalhealthnews.com. That's criticalhealthnews.com.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are G.
Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. It's already the last segment of our 27th of March taping, and you'll be hearing that then all during the coming week. We are very happy, honored once again to be joined by Adam Rodriguez. Adam Rodriguez is a candidate for the post of county commissioner in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. This is the gateway to the Poconos. It is the area of the Delaware Water Gap. I guess one of the metropolitan areas is Stroudsburg. And we want to get ahead of Adam if we can and invite you to visit his website. It is Adam for Commissioner, ADAM, and then the Arabic number 4, if I'm right, commissioner.com, and that's also where you can sign up for to help politically, to volunteer for various tasks, and also to make a contribution. So we'd like you to start thinking in those terms. Adam's election is on the 19th of May, and we're going to be following him all the way to that event. Right? Where do we got? About two months to go. This is a very important race, and you're going to learn a lot about what it looks like down at the grassroots here in the United States. So, Adam, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Webster. Thank you much for that introduction. I really appreciate it, and thanks again for having me on your show. One just really quick, it's Adam 4, F-O-R, not the Arabic numeral. Yeah, that's okay. No, I don't want to get people confused. Adam4commissioner.com. That's my website. You can go there and help me with my campaign to donate, and we can go into details of that later on. But really quick, one of the things about this campaign that's just so exciting is, we've talked about this, is, when you're talking about a national bank and the trillions of dollars that are going to be coming, and that will be issuing forth at a very near date, I'm convinced, So when that starts to happen, it's the commissioners in the state of Pennsylvania, at least. I don't know how other states run, but in the state of Pennsylvania, it's the commissioners that are going to be issuing the contracts for these massive projects that are going to be to fulfill these massive projects that are going to be taking place all over the country, and specifically in Northeast Pennsylvania. Now, geographically speaking, the state and Northeast Pennsylvania, its economy, it will again be focused around the geography. So again, we sit at this confluence of the Delaware River, where New Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania all kind of meet together, and we're about 40 miles south of that geographic location there, known as Port Jervis. So then, if a dam were to be built, which it was supposed to have been built back in the 1930s as part of the WPA project, the reservoir would have extended from the Gap all the way back to Port Jervis, and it would have been a 40-mile-long dam. And it was originally intended to be a high headwater dam right at the Gap, because the Gap is, it's a very unique feature to the area. It's the beginning of the eastern part of the Appalachian Mountains, and it's between the Kittatinny Ridge and then the Poconos, and the Delaware River Valley sits right in the middle. And there's this massive on one side of the state. There's a national park, and on the other side there's a very long state park. And those things are there because that mission was never fulfilled. The dam was never built. That whole water project never happened. It was slated to be probably the largest water management project east of the Mississippi, save for maybe the St. Lawrence Seaway. So, it's really incredible. They came in, they surveyed the gap. They determined that at that point right there, because the slate beneath the ground with the sediment was too loose. Now, with modern technology today, you could drill down a mile for fracking. I don't see why you can't use that same technology to drill down even further, and to be able to put the pilings in to be able to support a type of project like that. Now, this is the kind of thinking, the big picture thinking, that a lot of politicians, especially at the grassroots and the municipal level, they just don't have that. They don't think that way, and that's unfortunate, because these are the kind of things that are going to take that entire region and transform it beyond people's wildest imaginations, while at the same time still being able to preserve the natural beauty and the things that make the Pocono region so attractive in terms of tourism right now. Because we have to transition. We just can't move so quickly into an economy where we're just taking advantage of the land and not even really thinking it through and not replenishing it. So those things can be negotiated, and they can happen. But you have to have these great projects in mind. Now, rail, specifically high-speed and maglev rail, the only way to traverse the gap at high speeds in excess of, say, 90 to 100 miles an hour. I've spoken to the engineers about this. They said there's no way you can do it. It has to be either over the gap, or maybe put up a dam and then run the 4 lanes over it. Now, that original project that was supposed to happen, it was fought over for at least 50 years, from the 1930s all the way on through to the 1980s, when they finally killed it in, I think, the early 90s. And, they had every reason, every excuse in the world not to do it. There was a shad migration that would have been disturbed. There were, water concerns. There was all kinds of concerns about, excessive, water management problems in the northern regions. And basically, it was killed. And what was behind it? Our friends, the Rockefellers, and our friends. There was, I think, the Sierra Club was working with a lot of the grassroots levels. There were over 40 different organizations that were being seeded with money through a judge, a Superior Court judge, and also a Supreme Court justice that was friendly with the Rockefellers, and they were funneling money down to the grassroots level to kind of spur up all these, environmentalist organizations that didn't want it. And, I plan on making this the fight, because I want to give people a hope. And now, as commissioner, I can't say, well, I'm going to be in charge of these things and I can make these things happen, but I can agitate for them to be. I can work. I can petition my local congressman, Matt Cartwright, and say, we need to do this, because he does want to do the project. Right now, it's slated for regular rail, regular diesel or electric, and it's not. They have maybe, I think, about $500 billion to open it up. $500 million rather, to open it up from the Gap all the way back to Scranton, and that only means to relay the tracks. Now, the problem really is New Jersey, unfortunately, because they're holding back, and it comes to money, because New Jersey wants to make it local up to a certain point, and that would not benefit people that want to commute into the city and be in the city when they spend 45 minutes to an hour. So, there's lots of details involved with this. Very interesting. It's a very interesting fight, because people want it, and they want that hope. And it's not just the people that commute into the city; it's the people that also live in Stroudsburg, because they know that they need more mobility. They need more transportation. Public transportation is key if that area is going to be the transportation hub of the eastern part of the state, rather. So, this is the way I'm thinking. And when they say to me, "Well, where's the money?" I say, "Don't worry about the money. We'll get the money. Provide me with the labor force, and then we'll talk about the money." Because right now I'm not seeing the labor force. So, this is how I'm thinking, and this is the fight that I'm bringing to the table. It's very unorthodox, and people are taking it back, because I'm expanding the issues out just beyond the local municipal concerns or county concerns, which in and of themselves are very important. But I can't, if I show people that I'm only thinking small ball, and I can't do these things, or I don't have the